We had someone on the show speak about epigenetics. I think it was
Mhm.
Farb.
Yeah.
So epigenetics, I would love for an MD doctor to explain it, but this is my understanding
Yeah.
that you have a certain genetic code which you're
Yeah.
born with through your parents, but through the course of your life, you can take actions that can either negatively impact or
Mhm.
positively impact your genetic code. So if you're someone who's addicted to smoking or
Mhm.
drinking, that's going to show up in the genetic code of your kids who are not born yet.
Yes.
This is why epigenetics matters. But I've heard a positive narrative from a friend of mine, Akshat Rajan, who's a biohacker as well.
Mhm.
His narrative is that he read a study on how love, cuddling, and an excess of oxytocin a little bit
Mhm.
positively impacts your epigenetic profile.
Far more than people give credit. So I'll give you a story. So in 1978, researchers were doing a study to understand how high fat, high cholesterol in our diet was actually causing heart disease. So they took a group of rabbits and they fed them very high fat, high cholesterol diet. And most of the rabbits, like 99% of them, developed heart disease as they predicted. There was a small group of rabbits that did not. So they were scratching their heads trying to figure out, okay, what happened? Did we not follow the protocol? Turns out the research technician who was taking care of those rabbits would pet them, would sing to them as he was feeding them. Because the rabbits were far more relaxed and happier, even eating a diet very high in fat and cholesterol, they did not develop heart disease. Our mental, emotional state has such a dramatic impact on our how body reacts. And this is exactly why I focus on it. You can eat a perfect diet, but if you're lacking that emotional, mental component to it, you're just not going to get the results.
Yeah.
So why not we look at the big picture?
Yeah. You'll always see this with happy older people.
Yes.
The happiest ones are either the ones where they have a very stable and fulfilling relationship
Mm-hmm.
and or love from family around
Yeah.
them. I've come to realize, and this happened after I saw a reel on Instagram.
Yeah.
I saw this old British guy, very happy.
Mm.
He's like, I eat 4 strips of bacon every day and I cook it in lard. And there was like an inch of lard in his frying pan.
Yeah.
But he was very happy and he's like, I'm
Mhm.
more than 90 years old, I'm healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, happiness has something to do with the long-term health of people. That's what they say about Warren Buffett as well.
Yeah.
That he has a Coca-Cola and a McDonald's burger
Mhm.
every single day.
Yeah.
But I think I'm sure he's above 90.
Yeah.
Happy and healthy. And he has a stable relationship.
Yeah.
So love has something to do with long-term health. I just can't tell what.
A lot to do with it. That's why we need to invest enough time and energy, not just taking our physical, mental health, but also our social health, right? Nurturing the relationships. And I've seen this play out in the hospital. So, as a doctor, one of the biggest privileges I have is to see people at the end of their life, right? And that gives you a window on what life really is like.
Wow.
So, one time when I was a resident, I took care of one of the richest people on the earth, like generational wealth. Like, if I say the name, like everyone knows who this person is. Older gentleman in his 80s, the most polite, nice man, right? He was in the VIP floor. So I would check in on him every day. The 7 days he was there, the only person I saw was his assistant. Never saw a family member come by, no one, right? And on the contrary, at the same time I was taking care of another patient, not on the VIP floor, he was a janitor. So he would clean the toilets and clean the floors at a local school. And we had to control how many people would come in to visit. He had students, teachers, students from 20 years ago coming to see him, not to mention his family, his neighbors, right? So, and I saw a big difference in how fast those two people healed. So, yes, we can say the antibiotics did the work, medications did the work, but I know that emotional, that love that one person felt definitely helped his healing process versus someone who did not. So, very big contrast. And this is where you see things play out and really understand what's truly important.
I mean, I'm sure that on a biological level,
Mhm.
it may have something to do with oxytocin and
Of
serotonin.
course, your vagus nerve, right? Love, cuddling. They've seen, there was a study that was done in University of Washington where they took a group of college students and then they showed them, they did different interactions with animals. So first group got to cuddle with dogs and cats and pet them. They saw their cortisol drop within 10, 15 minutes. The other group got to see pictures of cute baby animals. Their cortisol also dropped versus compared to control. So That's why sometimes I say, if you're going to scroll on Instagram at night, watch some cute, like, puppy videos or cat videos. That'll probably have a much more positive impact on you. And that's also a quick way to de-stress, right? So we take some of these little things for granted, that if you have a pet, the pet is doing amazing things to your physical, mental, emotional health. When you're playing with a child, like, some of these interactions, we don't realize how much it charges that emotional, social battery for us and will help us live a long, healthy life.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't bring up love in that vagus nerve section. Seems pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you're just spending time cuddling with your partner,
Yeah.
there will be a moment, maybe 15, 20 minutes in, where you
Mhm.
do feel a bit of a buzz.
Buzz, exactly.
What is the buzz?
The buzz is that burst of endorphin, serotonin, dopamine. So once you hit a threshold, all the receptors are getting full with that dopamine and serotonin. So you feel this natural calmness, this joy, this euphoria to a certain degree. So as you build up to it, and the more you do it, again, you're resetting that threshold. This is one of the healthy ways of getting that dopamine hit, rather than the unhealthy ways we talked about.
And probably the cheapest way to go about anti-aging,
Yes.
right? Find a partner.
Instead of fighting with your partner, cuddle with them. So that's a prescription for success.